So for me, I want to be someone who publishes regularly, and I also don't want to be a workaholic. It's an and. Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my winter writing routine reset. So in order to achieve the big goals I've set for the new year, because I do start in December, and then just tweak little things come January, I mentioned that I needed to set up a new system. Not only has the weather changed, which does affect like my daily schedule, but also I'm on a stricter deadline for a few projects. And I just have a bunch of new goals that I want to put in. So during a typical week for me, I usually have like 3 specific kinds of days, and that's what I'm going to build my whole routine around. So the first one is my Twitch streaming days. So I stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is going to act as an anchor because I know I have that every single one of those days. Then the second is other work days, Monday and Friday, where theoretically I don't have any ongoing meetings scheduled then. And then the third sort of category is the weekends, which again in theory should have no work. Now, no matter what time of year it is, I work best in the morning. So I'm attempting to stagger the most important activities in the morning. I usually get up around 6:30 and start working. So in this vlog, I wanted to test out the new habits that I'm trying to put into place across all 3 of those kind of days. And you will see that I learned on the first day. This is all a learning process, you know? So I do think with these lessons learned here, I got a system that works for me. And I'm hoping that I will get it down pat by the time New Year's rolls around. I mentioned in that goals video that I had read the nonfiction book Atomic Habits about making a series of very little changes to get big results. Did you see her? Hi, sweetie. I texted myself notes as I read. So I just want to share with you a few epiphanies that I had that kind of spurred on this whole systems change. The first one is basically to act as you already are the person you want to be. Does that make sense? So like if you want to be healthier, you ask yourself in this situation, what would a healthy person do? And then you do that, right? So it's not groundbreaking, but it was put in such a succinct, easy way that I was like, I can do that, I can do that. So for me, I want to be someone who publishes regularly, and I also don't want to be a workaholic. It's an and. I want to publish regularly, and I don't want to be a workaholic, thus the weekends. And then the second big thing was this idea of motion versus action. I think the actual quote I have that I wrote down was, when preparation becomes a form of procrastination, you have a problem. So this is especially funny because we will note this on the first day of the reset. This is a lesson I learned in practice during that time, and then that's the thing I kind of pivot on. Before we hop into the vlog, I do want to say that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare, and I'm going to talk about a class that I've taken that sort of compounds these lessons later in the video. But without further ado, let me take you back to December 1st. All right, it's 7/16 on December 1st. So this is when I'm going to be trying out something that I haven't done, trying to get into my system of work. So the first thing is I get my coffee in the mornings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself a forest timer for 15 minutes, and I'm going to go through all of my emails and like just clear out the inbox, and then we're going to get to work. That way I don't stay focused in on it. Oh, we're started. Okay. That actually went a little bit longer than intended because my phone faded to black. I forgot to check my little forest, but I did get all of this added. I got a couple emails out. I answered some comments, so doing good. But now the trick is to actually X out of the inbox. Goodbye inbox. Goodbye beer bread I was looking up. Okay. A clean slate. So today we're actually going to work on some line editing first, and my time constraints for this one, it is now 7:49. By the way, I have all of the doggos. They're so cute. My time constraint here is that I actually want to go for a run. It's kind of cold out, but I want to time my 1 mile. So that gives me about 30 minutes or so to do this. All right, I have a little bit of coffee left and 723 words. Oh, so sad. We're gonna hop all the way to December. Now, at risk of losing this. So now I can feel confident. I do have an alarm set to take Duke out here in a moment. So I'm gonna get my contacts on and I'm gonna start getting ready to go on my run directly after that. Yay. Now guess what I get to do? Done. I ran my first test mile on December 1st. So as it's now 10:53, I'm gonna set another forest timer and give myself about 45 minutes to do some of this video editing. Plant! We're multitasking, we're gonna be eating too. Whoop. Hooray! I did it. Okay, with a little bit of distraction, I'm down to 4:41 and 19:30 instead of the 22 plus. This is my second pass over it without doing the final wrap up of my thoughts. Okay, I'm interrupting December 1st to let you know that my big takeaway from this, and it's funny because the vlog, like, you can't really lie to the vlog, right? So the plus side of recording throughout the day is that I can really see what I'm doing, and what I noticed was I got distracted by the planning. So I did work in the morning, I did video stuff, and then I made food and I did some stuff around the house, but then I had like this 2.5 hour period, including those tasks, but where I was just planning. And I'm not saying planning isn't important. It definitely is, as someone who is self-employed and is like the main driver of, you know, most of the stuff that I do. I am the sole decider in my own sort of trajectory, and I have to plan that and all the things that go into it. Also, as someone who like dabbles and hodgepodges my income together, right? There's a lot of moving elements, I guess is what I'm saying. So planning's not bad. But when you let the planning run wild, okay? That's that whole motion versus action thing. All right, oop, I don't know if you can see, it's now 2 p.m. So with the exception of the very beginning, where I usually put some like intro stuff, I have finished this vlog. 18 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah. Which is perfect timing. So we're going to X out of that and pull up OBS. Start streaming. We just finished the stream, didn't we, little Zelda? Yeah, we just finished. Yeah. I went ahead and X'd out of OBS already, but the way it counted it for Milwordy was a whole 762 words. Oh, you can't read that. 762. Oh, what a little cute sausage you are. Okay, sweetheart, I gotta get up now. Which means you gotta get up. Yep. Now it's time for just a little break. So before we jump into my second day of this experiment, my non-Twitch work day, I do want to talk to you about Skillshare, the sponsor of today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can dabble with learning something new, exploring new skill sets, you can deepen your existing passions, and just kind of get lost in creativity. I do also want to mention that they have transcripts on almost all of their videos, or all of the ones that I've taken, which I love because it both serves as like notes, and also sometimes I'm not in a place where I can listen to the video, but I do want to keep like learning about the topic, so the transcripts. I'm currently taking Real Productivity, Create Your Ideal Work Week by Michael Karchnaporn, who is actually the founder of Skillshare. His class reinforces a lot of the stuff that I had learned in Atomic Habits, which is basically like starting super small and just building on the habits as you go. But I've especially loved his mental hack, I guess, of like determining activities based off of like your dollars per hour. So some tasks are like $1 per hour of importance, others are like $10 per hour, or others I would pay myself $100, $1,000 per hour to do this thing. That's how important it is. And then you just make sure the $1,000 per hour ones are the ones that are on your calendar. So it's not saying the dollar per hour ones aren't important. They're just not the ones you make sure you have done. And as someone, you know, the email example, who can kind of get bogged down with these smaller minutia, this was super helpful to kind of reclassify things in my brain. I'm also excited to take Brooke Glaser's class. She's an illustrator and children's designer, and I found her class, Make a Living as an Artist, Strategies for Crafting Your Creative Business, under the Entrepreneurship and Freelance section. Also, there are no ads on Skillshare as it's curated specifically for learning. They're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow your creativity wherever it takes you. It's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription, and the first 1,000 of y'all that click my link, I'll have it down below, will get a free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. And now we're going to move on to day 2, where you're gonna see me attempt to take the lessons that I learned and sort of pivot a little bit, keep that $1,000 per hour thing in mind. All right, today is Monday at 9 a.m. I'm actually a little bit behind schedule, but I'm happy to report that I more or less did nothing this weekend. I think I did nothing this weekend. In part because I was away from home and I was dog sitting, and so I think I was just able to separate the work environment and keep that in the forefront of my brain that like you're supposed to be taking this time off, you're supposed to be chilling on weekends. But because of that, I'm a little bit off sync and off schedule. It does always take me some amount of time to get back into it. So instead of, you know, 6:30, we're at 9. And here's the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna roll the dice.
I don't know what this motion is. I was gonna say because I'm so particular, or maybe it's like a perfectionistic tendency that I'm trying to break, but I tend to get into the mindset of if my morning doesn't start exactly how it's supposed to start, then it's like the whole day is a wash. But we're practicing here that that's not true. So 9:07 is when we're getting started. I'm going to set my forest app like last time for 10 minutes and we are going to do the email and then no more email. Yay. Okay. I also switched to organization as I'd finish my emails. Similar thing. You can just get sucked in, so we're not going to do any more organizing. The brain is done. It is now time to write. Devacia is sprinting right now, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to join real quick. X out of all that stuff. Ah. All right, it is now just turned 11 a.m. and I want to show you what I got done. So, boop, 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 boop. 1,237 words line edited. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit. As I already got 1,200 words, I feel decent about that. So I'm gonna try and focus in on the vlog and getting that done. And then we'll go back to the words. And then I need to do a nonfiction piece. So three main things for the day. But no time constraints. We got no other meetings. Isn't that right, precious baby Zilda? Isn't that right? Look at your sister up there. Really soon I actually have 1:34 p.m. alarm for Duke's second bowl of food. And I've been using that as my trigger to get up and move and do my exercise. Yeah. Oh woo. Oh woo. Good job, buddy. Good job. Good job, bud. Okay, and now that we are on the 10th of the month, I can say with confidence that the 10-minute morning, like, email dump, organization dump, just like getting it all out of my head, getting all of the, like, dumb small things done has been so helpful. So helpful. I cannot recommend everyone trying that enough. I know not all professions you can do that in, but I think you can take that mindset. It's kind of like the morning pages things you find in The Artist's Way. Just like get the things that nag your brain out of your brain so that you can focus on the writing. And then both of my Duke timers are really helping. I have one where he's like being taken outside or going on his walk, and then I work out and that's super helpful. And then I have another in the afternoon, which reminds me to pivot again into another project, like switching up to a different $1,000 thing or $100 kind of thing. As I'm staggering the importance here, and then, you know, kind of moving down here, but never trying to get the dollar per hour ones as the focus. The real thing I'm going to be continuing to play around with this month is I want to sort of study myself. That's weird. I want to continue to kind of look for any triggers that I might have, things that I somehow seem to always do at this time, or like habits I can build off of one another. So honestly, an example of this would be like, I take Duke outside, I go work out myself, and then I do one other thing. So it's a build, right? Because there are other tasks like language learning that I would love to introduce and that I've been trying for years to do regularly because I want to freaking learn Spanish. And so I'm just hoping if I make it part of the full routine, it can work. But also, starting small, just making sure I'm feeling myself out here now. But that is gonna be it for me. Please do comment down below and let me know what your writing routine looks like right now. Do you find it changing, you know, as the seasons change? And what sort of new habits are you hoping to introduce into your routine? Do you have any sort of system set up to help you succeed? I would love to know. Or also, do you have any like nonfiction books, podcasts, classes that you would recommend? I'm always interested in learning more. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you especially to some of my new patrons this month. Skatey Paper, Jasmine Wheatley, Lucy Lou, Joanna Ortiz, Molly Ahern, and LJS, and I will see you all very soon with a new video. Bye. Ooh, this probably won't work for the sake of my glasses, but that's kind of fun.
what happens with zone upgrade. And just like